Hey everybody, it's Wes Gardner. It's another episode of Wes vs. Backlog. And this week we are taking a look at a game from 2012, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. It was developed by Big Huge Games in 38 studios, published by Electronic Arts, came out in 2012 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows. And overall, I've had this game since launch, and I've really wanted to dig in. I played about 6 hours-ish. And this is an RPG, it's an action role-playing game, so 6 hours isn't nearly enough time to beat the game, but it is enough time to get kind of an overall impression. I don't think a lot is going to change from, hour 6 to hour 30 or 40, and this does seem to be about a 30 to 40 hour game depending on how many side quests you do and things like that, but we're going to get right into it. So the story, written by R.A. Salvatore, and deals with a mortal known as the Fateless One. You basically, at the beginning of the game, you die. You're dead. Or are you? You start off by getting resurrected by something called the Well of Souls. And you're the only one that's passed through this experiment. You're the only one in the world that's been through this process. There are people in the game called Fate Weavers that are almost like psychics. They can see what your future holds, and they can therefore tell you when you're going to die. But whenever you meet your first Fate Weaver, they try to tell your future, and they can't because your future's already written, you're already dead. So you've broken free of this spell, and you can kind of go about things your own way, which is an interesting concept because it brings a free will versus fate, and do you have control over your destiny or things like that. It's kind of tropey, it's a little generic, but I will say the subquests, the little side quests that you do, kind of tackle interesting dilemmas, primarily being that of free will, things like that, but also, being conned, taken advantage of. There's also a good one that really sticks out about women speaking up in church, which is, kind of a little debate-heavy stuff right here, but I think it's kind of ballsy to go down that route, to actually have your story make a stand. You can make decisions based on what you actually believe as a player, which I can appreciate.
Thank you. I won't need any
Overall, the graphics, I love the look of this game. It's very bright, it's very colorful. They're not afraid of color, which is great to see, especially in an action role-playing game. Those games love their browns and their reds, but things here, it feels like if you're in a cave, it feels like you're in a cave. If you're out in the woods, it feels like you're out in the woods. They do a very good job of making you feel like you're in a certain place. However, that being said, you do a lot of running. And I mean a lot of running. And you're running on basic straight paths that just go to different areas to unlock different side quests or different major kind of quest hubs. So that's kind of how the game is set up, is you get a group of quests from a quest hub. You go out into the surrounding area of the world. You run down this lane for this quest, this lane for this quest. You kill the thing, you get the thing, whatever you need to do for your fetch quest, which a lot of these are. And then you come back, and then you get your reward, which could either be gold or equipment or skill points or what have you. It does get repetitive. That's what I've noticed. I played for about 6 hours, and it is somewhat repetitive. The overall, the gameplay is fine. It's fun. I usually play a dagger, kind of quick attack style rogue, and the game lets me do that. It's very dependent on how well you can dodge, making sure you have potions. If you get into a fight that you're not prepared for, you better have a little bit of skill. There are really cool things, like you can fate weave, and you can take somebody's fate. You get this cool special move to where you basically have a quick time event. It's an execution. You can get bonus XP. It's really successful for bosses and in things like that. You get monstrous XP, and then it's fun. It's rewarding, especially finishing off a very challenging fight that way. You feel really good. You get the bonus XP. It feels like you've earned it. And that's something I really do like about the gameplay, is it feels like you're actually getting better at playing the game. Now, it does have kind of a herbalism system where you can go and pick herbs, and I'm very collectathon heavy, so going and collecting things is right up my alley. There's also blacksmithing. You can repair equipment, you can craft equipment, so there's a lot here to really dig into as far as the mechanics and the gameplay, even though the battles and the overall go to point A, get the thing, come to point B, turn in the thing, get another quest, is somewhat repetitive, but your mileage may vary on that. This is This was a foundation by 38 Studios to make a massively multiplayer game. This was actually going to expand in, and they were going to make a full MMO about the world of Amalur. But that just, never happened. That's one for the history books right there. But overall, would I recommend Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning? And I would. Just know what you're getting into before you play the game. This is very much a fetch quest video game. You're going to be doing the same type of thing over and over and over. The sub-quest writing, the side quest, the main quest writing, I'll just say the side quests, in my opinion, are written a little better. They seem a little more personal instead of this big grand quest that, well, you're the special snowflake. You're the only one that doesn't have a fate. Now can you save the world? That feels very generic, but all of the side quests and the characters that you meet, they do have a lot of personality. The animations have a lot of personality. The voice acting has a lot of personality, even though some of them are some of those voices, man, they're a little iffy, especially the wolf guy.
Call it the well that wanders.
So, overall, I do recommend Kingdoms of Amalur. You can get it on the cheap. This is one of those games that you could play on the side, waiting for the next big RPG to come out. If you're done with Witcher 3, if you're done, playing Dragon Age Inquisition, if you're waiting for the next big release, Kingdoms of Amalur is a solid, 20 to 40 hour adventure, depending on what you want. You can play as a spellcaster, you can play as a rogue, you can play as also like a paladin fighter-esque thing with hammers and shields and all sorts of stuff. So there are some options here. Character creation's good. But yeah, overall I recommend it, especially, if you have a week or two before those bigger games come out. You can probably get this pretty cheap, especially on PlayStation 3 and 360. You can probably find used copies everywhere. And it's on Steam sales all the time. It does have DLC. I'm not even sure if you can purchase the DLC anymore. I didn't even check on that. But overall, this is a good proof of concept. It's unfortunate what happened to 38 Studios. It's unfortunate that this will no longer be a thing, because I think there's a lot of potential here. But yeah, go ahead, give it a shot. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. And yeah, go save the world. Go do your thing. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. Be sure to click the previous button. Go watch the Warhammer 40k Space Marine episode. That one, a good one. Pretty violent, but it was a good one. And hey, click this random button right here if you want to just go to a random video on my YouTube channel, and hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw. Be sure to leave some comments, like the video. You know the drill. You sexy beast. We'll see you next time.